today on DC News Now.
We dealt with plenty of severe weather yesterday, but there is still a possibility of additional storms today. We'll let you know when those could roll through.
Plus, a tornado tears through a heavily populated part of Maryland.
It sounded like a freight train was coming through a house. It was a big boom.
Tracking the damage and the cleanup efforts. The deadline for free cash from this month's class action settlements is here. Details to stretch your dollar ahead. Neighborhoods fed up with out-of-control crime, 22 cars broken into.
It's frustrating.
Why they blame local law enforcement. And it's the 80th anniversary of D-Day. We're honoring the fallen and remembering our heroes.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Check out this dramatic new video of drivers caught in the middle of last night's tornadoes. You can see the storm sparking power lines and blasting branches and limbs off trees in Gaithersburg, Maryland. That storm causing damage to homes and trapping people inside, leaving many without power in the area. We have live team coverage all afternoon. Meteorologist Damon Matson is tracking today's forecast and how it could impact cleanup efforts. DC News Now's Jean-Marie Sassé is in Gaithersburg breaking down power outages and safety concerns. But we begin first with DC News Now's Randy Bass. She is live near Gaithersburg, and that's where a tree fell on a home, trapping several people inside. Randy.
Yeah, Mark, good afternoon to you. We're here live now at the corner of Dogwood Drive and Tulip Drive in Gaithersburg, just around the corner from City Hall, where a matter of yards made all the difference last night. Taking a look at this home now, left destroyed after a tree came slamming into the middle of this single-family home here in the middle of Gaithersburg. It's really unlike anything we've seen in this neighborhood before. This type of weather, very uncharacteristic for this part of the DMV. Again, some homes destroyed while others across the street left mostly untouched. A few shingles ripped off the roof, a few pieces of siding and shutters were taken off of homes, but others are left absolutely destroyed this afternoon. And homeowners are here now trying to pick up the pieces. Dozens of police officers, work trucks, tree removal companies, roofers, mulch shredders, all scattered throughout the neighborhood as cleanup efforts are well underway this afternoon. The National Weather Service, their survey teams are hitting the ground this afternoon to get an up-close look at all the damage that's left behind and really start to realize the full toll of what happened here just last night. Neighbors we talked to this morning say it's unlike anything they've ever seen before.
You could hear when this hit the power line. I mean, it was a big boom.
I have a 10-year-old son, and we were in the basement, and he was overwhelmed. He was crying a bunch, and he was nervous. I told him and it was going to be fine. I tried to reassure him. And when we came out afterwards, and we saw the damage, he's like, "You lied to me. You said it was going to be okay." But he's doing much better now. He's happy that he's missing school today, so he's weighing it out as a positive, but everything will be okay.
Again, this afternoon, people here in Gaithersburg are left to pick up the many pieces left behind. In just the last few minutes, the weather has started to change here on the ground. We're feeling small raindrops start to move through again. Those clouds have replaced the sunshine that was here even just 20 minutes ago. Another round of weather is moving through the DMV this afternoon, so definitely another day that you're going to want to stay weather or where we'll be here on the ground throughout the afternoon and evening, bringing you the very latest here in Gaithersburg. Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Randy Bass. Back to you.
Randy, thank you. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us now with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, we always see severe weather in other parts of the country. I know years ago you did storm chasing, but man, when it hits close to home, you can't imagine the impact until you see it firsthand.
Right. It's different when it's in your backyard like that. We've obviously noticed and seen videos over the years. Out in the Midwest, this is a lot more common, even down in the Southeast. But here in the DMV, severe weather happens, but not to this magnitude. It's going to go down as one of the more historic days in terms of severe weather in the DMV. Here's a little recap of what happened as we went throughout the afternoon and evening yesterday. We saw the first tornado warning of the evening time time anyway, get issued around 5 o'clock up toward Washington, Frederick counties. And then we saw this line, this cluster of supercells, thunderstorms coming together and getting that rotation going. We had that particularly dangerous situation, that confirmed tornado warning get issued in Loudoun County. And this storm did not let up as it tracked right across the heart of Montgomery County. And that storm, along with a few others to the north, did not let up as we went through the 8, 9, even all the way up to the 10 o'clock hour here. We were still tracking those tornado warned storms as they made their way straight on through and nearby the Baltimore metro. So this was a highly impactful event. And just to give a scope of things here too, folks, all of these red boxes, those were all of the tornado warnings issued last night by the National Weather Service, and it totaled 22 in all. And everywhere where we have that red were areas that were underneath a tornado warning, including that large extent of Montgomery County right along and nearby the Interstate 270 corridor. So there it is. Again, 22 tornado warnings issued. That was the fourth most issued by the National Weather Service in a single day in the history of all of the climate records that have been kept here. So again, very historic right there. The crews are out surveying that damage today. We'll have a much better idea of the number of tornadoes that actually were on the ground and the strength of those as well. But now, after recapping all of that, we cannot forget, folks, we're not done with this system yet. There is still the possibility of a few strong thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. We'll talk about when those could possibly be making their way through the area, and a look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. And continue our coverage with tornado damage in Montgomery County. Fire officials warning people of the potential dangers that happen after the storm. DC News Now's Yamari Sase tells us what we need to know.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, as you can see, crews are working very hard out here to ensure that everything can be cleaned up around this area. I'm going to step out the way so you can take a look at the scene. As you can see, that tree has fallen into that house, and further down the line, several power lines are out. Now, this is all part of the aftermath of Wednesday's tornado, and officials are encouraging people to take their time and to stay safe as they begin cleaning up their homes. Now, crews have blocked off several roads in this Gaithersburg neighborhood as they work to clean up all the damage and restore power, especially here on Tulip Drive where these power lines are still live.
This tree actually has taken our lines down, and it's attached to a telephone pole, which is now half-mast, but the lines are still live.
Now, this is just some of the damage that we're seeing across Montgomery County. Officials say about 5 homes were damaged and hundreds of people are still without power. And as many begin to clean up, Montgomery County officials are urging people to be very careful.
If you're going to be up on ladders, removing trees, make sure you do so in a safe manner with a, appropriate setup. If you do see still any down wires today, make sure you've called them in first before you go and just assume you can cut them down.
They're also encouraging people to stay away from power lines and puddles with wires in them. Watch for broken glass or sharp objects. Stay away from heavily damaged homes or buildings. And don't use any matches or lighters in case of a gas leak. Now, several people are still without power. As you can see, crews are working to remove these trees off the road so they can start fixing the power for a lot of people. But crews will be out here all day to ensure that everything can be restored back to normal. For now, reporting live in Gaithersburg, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Yamari, thank you. Right now, we are keeping tabs on this extreme weather and the recovery efforts going on across the region. Be sure to visit us online at dcnewsnow.com for coverage around the clock. And developing now, an adult and 2 children are dead after they were hit by a train in Springfield. It happened last night along Aquatine Park Road, and officials believe those 3 people were walking on the tracks when the train hit them and killed them. Police have not named the victims or explained why they were on the tracks. The investigation, we're told, continues. Well, time is ticking for consumers to cash in on class action settlements with June deadlines. DC News Now's anchor Ben Dennis is stretching your dollar with what goods and services are involved for you to submit a claim to get some money.
Hey there, checking in monthly on what money is available from class action settlements. It could add some cash here and there. This month, some major companies were caught up in major legal battles, but now they're ending in agreements to make funds available for you to potentially get. Walmart customers say that certain foods were priced higher at checkout than they were on store shelves. Walmart settled for $45 million. This applies to purchases from mid-October of 2018 to January of this year. Meantime, mental health platform BetterHelp settled after the feds claimed that they shared patient information with third parties. That's from August 2017 through the end of 2020, settling for $7.8 million. Panera customers, well, the company settled for $2 million after allegedly misleading consumers about fees and menu prices for delivery orders. That applies for orders from October 2020 through August of 2021. So here are your deadlines. BetterHelp submit a claim by June the 10th. Potential awards are unknown. Panera customers submit a claim by June the 12th. You can get a menu voucher or cash of up to $12. And all of this information to help you file a claim is at dcnewsnow.com. Just select our Money tab. And again, a settlement in court is not technically an admission of wrongdoing. Ben Dennis, DC News Now.
Ben, thanks you. Today marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and the World War II Memorial is honoring our veterans. Thousands of people are expected to come to the memorial for a D-Day remembrance ceremony that started moments ago. And right now, names of troops laid to rest at the Normandy American Cemetery in France are expected to be read. We spoke with one veteran visiting the memorial for the first time yesterday. He tells us he's grateful for the appreciation.
Clapping and congratulating you and stuff. Now that's the fourth time that's happened to me in the last month. I get to cry. It makes me cry.
The D-Day ceremony will honor more than 2 million Allied service members who took part in the operation, 225,000 troops who made the ultimate sacrifice.